So here we are, day 3, not for the week. Let's get into Song of Songs. Right in the beginning of Song of Songs, you see the couple very intimate, and what we understand is, and there's a little bit of debate about it, but it seems as if the couple is looking back on their relationship, and now they're going to share some pictures. And so the initial picture that we're going to see is how they were attracted to each other in the beginning. It's going to progress into the marriage relationship. And so for you, and I don't know where you are in your relationship, how long you've been married, how long you've been with your significant other. But the call for us is to be able to go into our memory bank, right, and not think about negative things right now, but to think about positive memories. There's power, and psychologists, secular and Christian alike, say there's so much power in remembering, right, the beginning of your relationship and why it was that you chose your spouse to be the one to marry. And so Song of Songs, right in the beginning, is Hebrew wisdom poetry. You see the young woman talk about the young man as they meet, and she says, pleasing is the fragrance of your perfume, but your name is like perfume poured out. Your character is like perfume poured out. And so that means that she was initially attracted, right, not to his looks or to his aroma, but even more so to his character, to his name, right? And then as you begin to see all the way later on in the beginning verses, she says that she's not going to become like a woman who veils herself alongside of the flocks of sheep. And what she's saying there, without getting into it a lot, is she's saying, I'm not going to compromise. I'm going to be who I am. And so we begin to see her heart, right, and his heart, what they are initially attracted to. And so the question for you and me as married people, right, is why did we choose our spouse? Right? If you've been with me at a marriage ceremony, or if I've pre-marriage counseled you, you know that I have you write out why. Why are you choosing this person today? And then you know that I have you at a marriage ceremony actually talk to each other. I read these paragraphs or however long you wrote to each other. And in that moment, right, as you talk about, here's why I was attracted to you. Right, here's who you are. Here's who I know you to be. Here's who's your heart has shown me that you are. Here's your character. Right, I always have you say this. You are good for me. You are good for me, right? And there's times where it might not feel like our spouse is good for us, right? But yet, they're good for you, right? Eve was good for Adam. Adam was good for Eve. And it's important for us to remember as Song of Songs takes us down memory lane in the beginning, right? And so what I want you to do right now is look at each other and just say, you are good for me. You are good for me. Right? And you don't have to say this. Right? Even if I don't feel like you're good for me, you're good for me. No, right? You are good for each other. We got to get past those feelings. You got to remember why it was. And I also want you to say this to each other. I am good for you. Go ahead and say it to each other. I am good for you, right? I am your Adam. I am your Eve, right? Why was it? Why did you choose each other? What I want you to do, and I've had opportunities to do this with Jenny, as we get to go down memory lane, maybe watch some old video or look at some old pictures, just those memories. But what I want you to do is write out, here's a challenge. Why did you choose your spouse in the first place? What was it about them? Right? What was it that attracted you to them? So write that out, and what I want you to do, after you get a chance to write that out, I want you to share that with your spouse. Maybe later on today, maybe take some time right now, 20 minutes, write it out. Write it out, and then go ahead and keep saying to each other, right? You are my Eve, you are my Adam, you are good for me, I am good for you, as you remember what it was like in the beginning. And so I pray that going down memory lane blesses your marriage, and that there's life as we receive this wisdom poetry, how this couple goes down memory lane too. And so as you pray together today, just simply pray this, knee to knee, hand in hands. Thank you, Jesus, for our memories. Thank you, Jesus, that my spouse, whatever your spouse's name, is good for me. And both of you can say that in your prayer. And so thank God for memory lane today.